Welcome to Chasing the Dark. Tonight we're stepping into something a little different. This is my new bonus segment, Whispers After Dark, where I sit down with real people and let them tell their stories. No scripts, no filters, just real experiences. Whether it's true crime, the unexplained, or something that still doesn't quite make sense. Before we get into it, these stories come straight from the people who lived them. They're sharing what they remember, how they experienced it, and what stayed with them. Some of it can be heavy, some of it unsettling, and sometimes, there might even be a little humor too, because that's how people process things. Listener discretion is strongly advised. So sit back, press play, and follow our voices into the dark. Okay, so tonight on Whispers After Dark, I brought a very special guest. Somebody who's been dealing with me my entire life. My dad. He's got some stories, I have some questions, so we're just going to see how this goes. Let's dive in. Okay, so we're going to start off with, let's talk about that house you lived in when you were a kid. I want to hear from start to finish.
Okay, let's see. When I was about 10, or maybe about 7, I was about 10, or about 9, somewhere around there, anyways. My my parents took my brother John, to his little school event, home, whatever it was.
Oh, it was back to school night?
Back to school night, that's what it was. And so I was babysitting my youngest brother, Eric. And so Eric was sleeping in his in his bed, and as far as I knew, and I'm sitting there watching TV. All the lights are out except for the TV light when I'm watching TV. And with the TV light, I can see somebody walking across the hallway.
Oh my God. And you're home
So,
alone just by
and I'm
yourself?
just me and him. So I just kind of, at first I was like, thought I was seeing things.
I would have thought I was saying things too.
Yeah. So
But
then,
pinch
so I just
myself.
continued watching TV and just watching. And then all of a sudden it came walking back the other way. And I was like, what the hell is that? You know? So I get up and I walk over there. I walk in this. I see Eric sleeping in the crib.
How old was he? How old was
Eric was
Eric?
probably about maybe, oh, he was about 1.
Oh my God. He's a little guy.
Yeah. So, anyways, he was sleeping, and so I was like, you know, what was that? Did I see something? I must have been seeing things, no matter what. I was seeing something. I was seeing things.
Yeah.
So I went. I turned the lights on. I turned the lights on the hallway. I turned all the lights on inside the living room, and I sat down, started watching TV again. And then I seen this thing walk past again. I'm going, how is that possible? You know?
Was this at night? Like at
Yeah,
nighttime?
it's at night.
Oh, dear God.
It's dark.
Oh my God.
So I get up and I go back inside there and I'm looking and he's still in there. And I go in my parents' room. I'm like, someone's in here, you know? And I looked in my parents' room. There's nobody in there. And I'm just kind of sneaking around. I go in the other room and I'm like, and I go into the bathroom and there's nobody nowhere. Nothing. And I'm like, I'm losing my mind. Thinking that I'm seeing stuff, you know?
Yeah, like what the hell
Yeah,
is that?
exactly.
Can you describe like
So
what could you see details like what it was what he was
I'll get
wearing
into
or
that.
oh okay. I'll let you talk now.
So, so I get back, I go back and I sit down reluctantly and I sit back down and watch the TV and I'm just like, I just keep looking and looking and looking. Well, I'm watching, I'm trying, not even watching TV really. And then I seen it walk past again and this time it stopped
For a third
in the
time?
hall, stopped in the hallway and turned and looked at me. And it was a guy that was like dressed in the 50s. He was like, he had his t-shirt rolled up. You can even see the cigarette pack.
Oh my, like straight grease style.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Did he have the
White
hair?
t-shirt and jeans. And then he had a slick back. No, it was like a
Like
blonde
John
hair.
Travolta?
It was like brown, sandy blonde hair.
Okay.
Slick back, and he just looked at me.
Wow, that's a lot of detail.
And then he just went into my parents' room. And I was just like, and then right at that very moment when he walked into my parents' room, my dad starts pounding on the window behind me.
Oh, hell no. I would be like, oh my God.
Why? Because they
Oh
got
my
back.
God.
They got back, and I was sitting there, and
Why would he pound on the
I,
window?
I have no idea, but it wasn't them. So I'm trying to tell them what was going on, and they're just laughing at me because they think I got scared about them pounding on the window. So
Oh
it's
my,
like,
I
and I'm
probably,
trying to tell them this is somebody,
oh my God,
and
no.
they weren't hearing it because they thought that I got scared because they were pounding on the window.
I would have
So
shit my pants.
yeah, I told my mom about it later on. She goes, "Really? Oh yeah."
I need
But
some new pants right now.
this is, but to later on, years later, many years later, your uncle Eric came, came, him and his friend came, and they were going to go inside the house, and he was getting ready to unlock the door, and this guy, he described the same guy, opened up the curtain right there and looked right at both of them.
Are you
Yeah,
serious?
right there at the curtain, right at the door, because there's a window right there next to the door, and he just opened it, looked at him,
Like, what are you
and
doing
shut
here,
it.
motherfucker?
Yeah, and they freaked out. They thought somebody was in the house. And they ended up
What?
Eric. Yeah, he ended up going in. They ended up going inside, and there was nobody there.
How long did you guys live at the house?
We lived at the house for since from when I was 4 to when I moved out when I was 17 or 18, and we moved in like in '66, I think, and I think they moved out in 1995 or something like that.
Oh, so they were there for a long time.
Yeah, they were
So
there
how,
for a long time. There was a lot of stuff that many things that happened at that house. That wasn't the only thing.
really?
So
So he's
yeah,
probably like 10 or ish around this
yeah,
time.
when he seen, yeah, I think he was about 10 or 11. So, and he um after it happened, not too long, the neighbor across the street was we started working with him, your uncle and I. Yeah, we would go
Uncle John?
mow lawns and stuff. And he was a gardener, and he just picked. He said, "Hey, you want to do some work for me?" And we went to work with him and stuff.
Yes. Give him the money.
So I started talking to him about it, telling him what was going on. And he told me that it was the guy that lived there before us. Not right before us, it's the guy before him. They were only there for a short time. The good people that lived there before us, they were there just for a very short time too. And then my parents bought the house after that. So maybe that's why, because there's stuff going on. I don't have
I
no
wonder
idea.
how cheap they got the house for.
Yeah, I know.
That's
And
crazy.
he said that he said that his wife, the guy's wife, killed him in our room, right
What?
right in front of our closet.
He knew
She,
details
he said
like he was there? How did he know this?
well, he lived right across the street.
Well, like how did he know specific details? Like he knew that he was killed in front of your
Well,
closet. In your
he
bedroom?
was he's kind of a little nosy guy. I'm sure
Oh
I
my
could
God.
see him going over there across the street and asking the cops what's going, and they
Yeah.
probably said, "Oh yeah, she killed her right there, and
Oh
killed him right
my
there in front of the
God.
closet in that back room." So he knew the rooms.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that was in our room. And when I say our room, that's my brother and I's room, brother John.
Oh my God. Was he like freaked out about it?
Yeah, well, he didn't. He was kind of young, so he wasn't really understanding the when I was talking to the neighbors, about what happened, about what he knew.
Yeah.
So he was there in in the truck with us, but he wasn't really paying too much attention, so he didn't really know what was going on at that
Oh
time.
my God.
But there was stuff that happened later on that he was involved in.
Oh my God. Tell me about that.
Okay, so what happened? So we were both sleeping, and I was up above. I was. he was up above on the top bunk, and I was in the bottom bunk. And then all of a sudden, you hear this. Almost sound like someone with a cane. It was kind of weird. Yeah, it doesn't.
Like a dish,
Yeah, it was
dish.
dun, dun, boom,
Oh
dun,
god.
dun, boom, and it went. We have a floor heater that was right there in the hallway. It was like one side's the hallway, one side's the living room, and I can hear it coming from in the living room. It went, dun, dun, boom, dun, dun, boom, and then it hit the floor heater. Boom, 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 and then it came into the hallway,
Oh
and then it
god.
came into our room, and it went all the way around the perimeter of our room, and we had brother John had a Mickey Mouse drum set right there.
It wasn't your drum set, it was Uncle
Yeah,
John's drum.
he played drums first.
What? I never
Yeah,
knew that.
yeah, he was trying to play
Holy
drums first.
shit! I did not knew that. I
Hmm.
did not knew that. Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, yeah, he tried to play drums first, and so it went dun, dun, it was going dun dun boom dun, all the way around the perimeter of the room,
Oh
and
my
then it hit
god.
the drum dun dun boom top of the drum, and then it came right past it. Kept you hear it boom 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 right past our bunk beds, and but when it hit that drum, Uncle John just dove into my bed from above. He just
I would have
dove into it.
melted.
I
I
don't
would have
even
been
know
like,
how he got
no.
down there, and I'm like, "Why are you coming down? You should be standing
I
there,"
would be
you know?
like, yeah, right,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
I would have
But
melted. I would have frozen. But
yeah, he
no,
was scared to
I can't do
death.
this.
Yeah, when he heard that,
Oh my
and then it
god.
just went right back out, and went right back out in the living room. It was gone.
So
So
the guy that you saw multiple times, that you and your brother, Uncle Eric, did did he have a cane?
I don't think he did.
Do you
I
think that it was him, or do you think it was somebody
I think
else?
it could have been something else, someone else.
Who do you think it
And
might have been?
I know my I'm thinking we were thinking I was talking to my mom about it and she was thinking is it possible it could have been my great grandfather
On her side?
on my dad's side.
Oh, okay.
No,
Was like all or Grandpa Ollie,
no,
or
my great grandfather.
oh Lord. Oh, you just coming in and check in, like, hey guys, I'm here. I'm gonna play on your snare drum a little bit.
Yeah.
Freak you guys out.
Yeah. I mean that's because he had a cane. That's the only reason. Going back to my neighbor across the street, he said that it was a certain time every year and it was in the summertime. I can't remember, it's so long ago, the date that he would say the day, but he would say, the date, like it was in like in the middle of summer, that it would this guy, the ghost of this guy, would walk from. We had like a waterfalls in the back corner
Yeah.
of our backyard, way back in the corner,
Oh, that's cool.
and he would walk from that, walk all the way across the backyard, which was our backyard was 3/4 of an acre, but
That's
so
pretty
it
big.
was pretty big. So, but he would walk across the whole backyard, walk into the back door, and just walk through the back door and walk through the whole house, and then walk back out.
Hey, did he ever see this?
No, he didn't see it, but he just said that that's what he heard, and it was probably from the people that we bought the house from.
And they're probably
That my
like, I'm
parents bought
getting the
the house
fuck
from.
out of
Yeah,
here because some weird shit's going on. I
yeah,
don't like it.
yeah.
Oh
Because they
yeah.
weren't there very long. They were only there for like a year and a half. I've
That's
seen
probably,
the.
that's probably exactly
Yeah,
right. Like, oh my god,
yeah,
there's some creepy ass fucking ghost in my house. I'm
yeah.
out.
They probably seen it all because
Oh
they moved
hell
in right
no.
after. And it's just kind of weird that that when we go back in the bill of sales for the house, that that
Nothing was
the first
recorded.
people there was a husband and wife, and now they only showed the wife on
Yeah.
that.
I remember that, and
Yeah.
she changed her last name
Hmm.
back to her maiden
Yeah.
name because we dug really deep trying to find what happened to this guy. We went through. I have
Yeah.
quite a few police officer friends in that county, and I had asked them, and they were like, "Oh, I can't find anything. There's nothing, literally nothing."
Hmm.
That was wild to me.
It's like he disappeared. He just evaporated.
Yeah, well, from what I heard, what I was told is that when back in those days, like the 1960s, if a woman, particularly a wife, if there's a lot of domestic disputes or whatever, I don't know their history, but if it was a self-defense thing, they never recorded it. They just kind of swept it under the rug
Yeah.
because women don't do those things.
She stabbed
So,
him to
so
death.
how? Oh, she stabbed him. I was just gonna ask you that. So how was it done? She stabbed him in your
She
bedroom.
stabbed him in her bedroom, just stabbed him to death.
Was it like uncalled for?
Right in the
Did he
back.
provoke in the? She stabbed him in the back, and that's
He's
self
probably getting something
defense.
out of the closet or
Oh,
something. She just, yeah.
how did your neighbor know these details? That's what I want to know.
How did my neighbor what?
How did he know the details that he was stabbed in the back?
I think that he just asked the cops. Back then, there were more, the cops
Yeah,
would say what's going on.
more
You know,
open.
probably talked to one of them, maybe a detective or something, and they said, oh, yeah, I guess because it was a wife that killed the husband, it was probably like a big thing. Well,
Well, yeah, because women are, they like to
yeah,
poison people, not stab people.
yeah.
But the fact that she stabbed him in the back, that gives me like
Mhm.
Jodi Arias vibes.
Well, I think that it must have been some kind of self-defense thing because, so maybe she
That's
did, maybe he beat the
crazy.
crap out of her and
Yeah,
and
that was
she
common back then.
just went crazy and I don't know if that's what happened. He never said
Did
anything
they have
about that.
children together?
No,
Oh, that's good.
there's no kids. It's just them two.
Yeah, I remember doing a deep dive. I'm like, I can't find anything on these
Yeah,
people. But her name went from her maiden name when they both signed the papers for the house to, or not her maiden name, sorry, her
her
married
married
name
name. Yeah,
to her maiden name. And he just was like, oh, yeah, who's he? Who's Joe Schmo?
yeah,
He's gone. Oh my God, that's crazy.
yeah,
That's a wild story.
yeah.
Did your parents believe you?
Yeah, my mom did after a while. She started believing what I was telling her.
Did she ever like
She
have
they
any
never seen
experiences?
they never seen anything.
What?
It's like these ghosts were just picking on my brother and I. You know,
They're like, hey, these
or
kids will
the
see us
big
because they're
just the
younger.
kids. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, they say that
or maybe if they
children,
did, then they just didn't want to tell us because it would maybe
maybe.
make us
Oh,
scared. Look
that's
scared.
true. But they do say children are more susceptible, stuff like that, because they're so pure and
Yeah,
they're closer to like coming into the world. And we're like the older you get, the more people are more closed-minded about it because they kind of forget
yeah,
like where they come from. But then you got people that are like us, who
yeah,
are, as you used to say, light bulbs
yeah,
for the undead or the dead walking around.
yeah.
But yeah, that's a crazy story.
Hmm.
What other stories do you want to tell me?
Well, when there was, I would have weird dreams. When I was a kid, and there was um one time I couldn't tell if it was a dream or if I was sleeping, if I was awake. It was really weird. And I was out in the living room, and so was a couple friends of mine.
Was this at the same house or is this
Same house.
okay?
Same house. And I was in the living room, and back then, they used to have these little pucks. They still kind of use them sometimes when they light fireworks, but they were a little bit different back then. They were smaller, and
Did you say pucks?
yeah, they're, yeah, that's what they called them, pucks.
Like a
And they,
firecracker?
it's not a firecracker. It's like a it's something you would light on fire. You would light
Okay.
it, and it would just stay burning. It would just not burning, but it'd be like a hot coal
Okay.
that would just stay lit, and you can light your cigarettes with it, or your cigar back then with it, or you can, with light fireworks with it.
That's great. I've never
But
heard of that. When you say
yeah,
pucks, I
but there
think of like
was,
hockey pucks.
yeah, I know, but that's what they were called. They were called pucks,
Oh, okay.
and they were like floating in there,
What?
lit
Wait, in the
in my
house?
house.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
Are you
oh,
kidding
good.
me?
And yeah, and we were both just sitting there, and these things were floating around, and we're just like,
And you guys weren't like,
yeah, and
oh my
and
God.
that's the weird things.
What?
I don't know if I was sleeping or if I was awake. He was spending the night there, but yet when I talked to him the next morning, he was there. He knew about it all,
Oh, well, that you weren't dreaming if he knew it.
unless we were both in some kind of weird same
Lucid
dream.
dream or
Yeah,
like, hey, we're gonna connect on this dream right here. We're
well,
gonna
either
dream
that
walk.
or the spirit freaking kind of brought us into it, in their sleep. I don't know.
That's
It was weird.
insane.
It was completely weird.
I don't even know what to
And
say
then
about that.
yeah,
God, that's wild.
yeah, and
I would have
then
been like, nope, we're not doing this. I'm out. Time for me to go.
yeah. Well, I was just a kid, and then
We're gonna go
years
spend the
later,
night at your house tonight because some
yeah.
weird shit's happening at mine. We got some floating pucks. No thanks.
years later, I was I was a teenager at this time, and a young T, I was about 12, 13,
You're a
maybe
tween.
14,
Tweenie bopper.
and I didn't want to stay in my room. Just during the summertime, I
I
wanted.
don't want to say
We had this my grandpa's camper. When my dad got grandpa's truck and his camper when my grandpa died. My grandma gave it to him, and so the camper was in our parked on the side in the backyard. We took it off the truck and it was set up.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
It's like
so
a little apartment for you guys, or for yeah, you.
yeah,
I would guess.
so so I was I'd sleep in there. At night I'd sleep in there during the summertime.
I would probably want to sleep in
Yeah.
there too after all the weird shit happening in your house. But I'm good.
Mm.
I want to get some sleep. No, that didn't happen, did it?
No.
Oh,
So
Jesus.
what happened is that I would be sleeping and someone would pounding on up, how on a truck, back then the trunk campers,
Yeah,
it's got an overhang and that's where the bed is.
that's where the bed. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So I was sleeping in the bed part up there, and then someone pounded on the bottom, boom, 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 and I'm like,
Was it your dad?
the hell is this? I didn't know who it was.
Like,
So I
what do you
said,
want? I'm
could be my
sleeping.
dad, yeah, or it could be, so
One of your
so I,
brothers.
I get down and get dressed and I open up the door and there's nobody there. And it's
Nope.
this night was a full moon.
Was it a werewolf?
It was, yeah.
I'm just joking.
No, yeah, it could have been. No, it
You
wasn't.
never know.
So,
Creepy stuff.
so I'm like, okay, what the hell was that? So I go back in, I get back undressed, I go back up there. I'm like, maybe it was a cat or something.
The cat was pounding on the door.
No, maybe no, wasn't on the door. It was
Oh, the window.
underneath me.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, where the overhang is pounding underneath me.
Underneath the bed?
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
Like somebody was in the camper pounding under the bed?
It's yeah, not in the camper, but outside the camper.
Outside. Okay, so
Yeah, because
under
that's the
like it
overhang.
was under the oh dear God.
Yeah, it's not in the truck.
Holy
It's on the
shit.
ground.
Yeah, I get what you're saying now.
It's on the outriggers and it's on the ground in the backyard.
No thanks.
Yeah,
What the hell, man?
yeah, and
The
it
whole
pounded
property is just like fucked.
right where I'm laying. It pounded right in the middle. Boom, 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 right underneath me. Okay, so I didn't know. Maybe it could have been an
Somebody's
animal
playing a
that jumped up
prank.
or something. So I'm like, anyways, I'm just like, okay, well, yeah, I came back in, I got undressed, went back up there, lay down, tried to go to sleep, like wondering what the hell it was. And then as soon as I started falling asleep again,
Oh
boom, boom,
no.
boom, boom, and this time it was harder. It was right smack in the middle. And then
Was it like shaking?
oh yeah,
Oh no.
it was, it was
I
like,
would have not even
it was
left the
like,
camper.
it was like,
Nope. No thanks.
yeah,
Oh hell
and it was
no.
loud right underneath. So, and I was thinking maybe it was my dad messing around with me.
Yeah.
And so
That's
I
reasonable.
got dressed and I went out,
Like, what is your
and there
problem?
was nothing. There was a full moon. I could see the whole backyard.
Oh, it was in the backyard?
Yeah.
Oh God.
So
It was werewolf. That's what
I
it
could
was,
see the
werewolf.
whole backyard. So I could see if anybody's running around, if anybody's trying to hide or anything. It's nothing. So I'm like, so I'm just gonna stand right there next to the door.
I wouldn't
And
have done that. I would be like,
yeah.
no, it's not.
No,
Mm-mm.
because
I don't like it.
I thought my dad was messing with me or someone was messing
Well,
with me.
yeah, that, no, I guess. Yeah, I probably would have thought
Yeah,
that
that's what I was
actually.
thinking. So I'm just sitting there, just waiting, and sure as shit, boom, 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 boom. And I ran out as fast as I could. Just boom, right out there. Nothing. There
Oh,
was
hell
nothing
no.
there.
I would have shit my
There was
pants again.
nothing.
Twice.
There was nothing in the
Crazy.
backyard. There's no way that anybody could have ran and hid from there that quickly. There's no way. And it just freaked me out. So I was just
Yeah.
like, oh, whoa. And then I got that feeling that my hair raised back
Right on
on.
the back of your neck.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
like, this okay.
Something's
It's
wrong.
probably that ghost. I'm thinking that because I'm right there in that track where that ghost
Where
goes.
he would walk.
Yeah.
That's right. That's what the
So
neighbor said.
yeah, and it was in the summertime. So it's like
Okay.
I was like, maybe he's walking through and
Yeah, he's like,
freaking.
excuse me, you're on my property. What are you
Yeah,
doing here?
could be.
Move your shit
Yeah,
off my land.
gives me the goosebumps
I just got the
right
chills.
now.
Like, oh my
Yeah,
God, I've got the chills.
yeah,
Oh dear God.
yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
So.
Wild.
So I went back in and I didn't get dressed. I mean, get undressed. I stayed dressed, and I just slowly laid back up there again.
I would
It
have
took me a
stood
little
right by
while.
the door.
I made sure that door was locked, and I just laid there, and I was like, I'm not opening that door. I'm not. I don't know what's out there, but it's not anything good. And as soon as I start falling asleep, there it went
Oh
again.
my
Boom, boom, boom,
God.
boom, boom.
I would have been like, "Excuse me, I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah,
Like, what do you want?"
yeah. It did it twice, and I'm looking this time. This time I'm trying to because there's little side windows which I forgot
The
was on there.
Okay.
When I was up there
So
with
you're
the
trying to be
lights on.
like a peeper, like,
Yeah, I
I'm
was
gonna
trying to
see
peek to
this.
see if I could see.
Is this John?
I could.
Is this my dad?
I couldn't
What's
see.
going on?
There was nobody out there.
Oh no.
You could not see anybody.
Did you sleep in that camper all night?
I didn't sleep very good.
I really slept
Mm,
either. But like, I'm
I
going
didn't sleep at
inside.
all.
You stayed there though?
Yeah, I was afraid to
Oh,
go out
well,
now.
that's true. I would
At
have
this
been.
point, I was afraid to go back outside because it
Oh,
was
this is before cell phones where you
it
can't
was
call your mom and be like, "Hey, come help me. Something's happening."
yeah. I mean, when you go out there and it's a full moon, you can see everything, and you know damn
It's
right
those
well
damn
that
werewolves,
whatever
I'm
was
telling
pounding
you.
this cannot get away that quick.
No.
There's nothing there. You know that there's,
But the
and
fact that
you
you kept
start
opening the
feeling it.
door, you kept opening the door and there's nothing there, and it's
Mhm.
like, okay, I'm gonna shut it. And it was
Yeah,
probably the same
that's another
ghost.
thing.
Yeah, you're like, where the hell are you?
Yeah,
Hello? I would have looked under the camper, like,
yeah.
are you here? No, I wouldn't have. I lied. There's no way. I probably would have hid under my blankets and been like, oh, I'm done for the night. I'm gonna blare some music and pretend I don't hear it for the, the rest of the night. Oh
Yeah,
my God.
yeah. That was that's
The
pretty
gist of
much
it.
in that house. Yeah.
So do you
The,
have any other? I know you got a lot of
this
crazy
time
stories.
after that, I was pretty much always.
On guard.
I was a dumb kid in the '80s. So
Did you tell your
I mean,
mom about this?
in the '70s, I was a
The
dumb little
70s,
kid
those
in
were
the
party
'70s, and
days.
I was in that bad era. So
Oh, the fun
I did
times.
some bad things, like just drinking when I shouldn't be drinking and stuff like that.
Kids don't do that these days.
Yeah. Anyways,
Did you tell your mom about this incident? Your
yeah, I
parents?
told her.
What'd she
I told
say?
her.
Was Nana like,
She just her eyes
okay?
got big, and she goes, "I don't know. I don't know what that would be."
Do you think she believed you? Do you think she had it? Do you think she was not telling you what she knew? Like there was more that she felt, but maybe she was trying to
Possibly.
protect you? Like, oh no, you're fine. It's just the house. But really, secretly, she's like, I know what I got some stories too that I'm not going to share.
Well, she shared some stories with me.
I want to know her stories.
She said that when she was a kid, she found a skull. Yeah,
A human skull?
yeah, she was,
Shut up. Are you
yeah,
serious?
they were playing in the mud or something like that, or playing in the dirt, and well, they came across from Boston,
Yeah.
all the way to Southern California,
Boston.
and just as a traveling band. She was playing at one of the stops. She was
Yeah.
playing, and she was playing in the dirt or playing out somewhere, and she found a skull.
Oh my God.
And she took it inside and cleaned it all off and everything.
She
And
cleaned it off. She's
well,
like, hey, Dad, look what I found.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, she
Really?
didn't. She
Really?
thought it was like a,
Like a
a fake
fake
skull.
one?
Yeah, she didn't know it
How
was
old?
real.
How old was she?
And she was probably like maybe 10, 11 or something like that. But she found it. No, she was old. She was like 13 or 14. She was older.
Like an Indian burial ground or
Yeah.
something?
Well, that's what that ended up being.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
No,
It was an Indian burial ground?
she brought it home, and she brought it in their trailer,
That's
in
bad.
there because they're
Yeah,
traveling.
they're traveling.
Yeah, and she cleaned it all up and everything. She had it. She wrapped it up and hid it in there.
She wrapped it in like what, in clothes or a blanket or something?
Yeah, she hid it. She
Why would
put
she hide it?
because I don't know. She probably had too much stuff in the place or something. I don't know, but
She's like, this is really
because it's
neat.
just
Look
a
what I
little trailer,
found. Oh my
and they're
God.
traveling, and they got their band equipment and everything else with her.
That's crazy.
So I have no idea, but she just said that she wrapped it up and put it up. She cleaned it up, wrapped it up, and put it in her thing. And she said that when when they finally they were pretty close to Southern California. I think it may have been Arizona where she found it. And when they got into California, when they finally got in there and got their place and everything, and they were moving into their house or whatever
Yeah.
they got at that time. I don't know if they had an apartment or something, and then they got in their house or what. But she brought it in, and she showed my grandmother. Look what I got. I
She's
found
like,
it.
oh dear God,
Yeah,
we need to bring that back.
yeah.
I'm crazy
When
sure
she
about that.
found it, they were playing, so she didn't say anything. She just,
Yeah.
they weren't even there. And so it was like to her it was just like
Something like
she
a
found a fake
toy.
skull,
Yeah.
and so she was showing, and my grandma said she was that's a real skull, and my mom kind of freaked out. It's a real skull, and so did she.
I would have freaked out. I was like, we
And
need back
so
that.
but at the same time, she was thinking, well, that's kind of cool to get a real skull. And so she she said that skull would glow at night.
What?
Hmm. She said it would just had a glow to it at night,
No.
and she could see
Like it was a nightlight? Like,
yeah,
hey, we're
not
gonna.
not bright. It wasn't a bright glow. It was just a
That
faint
just gave me the
glow.
chills. Oh
Yeah,
my
and
God. What the heck?
and then a bunch of bad stuff started happening.
I would have got rid of that skull
Yeah,
real quick. The
yeah.
second it started glowing, it's gonna start floating. Not mad. I'm done.
Yeah. Well, what they did is they gave it they brought it to the police station and just told. She said, "Well, we found the skull." So
We found it in Arizona. It starts
yeah.
glowing at night, and all this bad shit's about to happen, or starting to happen. So you can have
I
it.
don't know if they told them about the glowing,
What kind of bad stuff was happening?
but
Like just
she
bad
just
luck? And
she just said that it was just bad stuff, like they get flat tires and
oh no, just
all
bad
kind
luck.
yeah, stuff like that was happening. The trailer, something happened.
Oh
Everything that was
no.
just a series of things that were happening
Did it
from that
stop when they
point
gave it
on.
away?
Well, she figured it out because it was happening after that point. She just started backtracking, going, that's
It's all
this,
has to do with
yeah.
this skull I found
And there was
deep
something
in the
that
desert of Arizona. How did she find out that it was an Indian burial ground?
because they said where they told them where she told them where she found it in that area, and
That's
they were
really
asking
interesting.
them my grandpa where they came through in Arizona,
Mm-hmm.
where they stopped and
Oh,
stuff,
okay,
and
okay.
then they figured out that
The
they're right that
demographics of it.
she must have been playing in a burial ground area.
Holy shit. What are the odds of I'm gonna go outside and play in some mud? I found this fake skull. Oh shit, it's an Indian burial ground. Now
And I
we're
think
screwed.
it was more like she was. I don't think she was really playing in mud. I think she was just
Just
like
yeah, walking around.
walking around, and she just
Bored
found it.
trying to find something to do.
Yeah,
Holy
she had
crap.
nothing to do. Yeah.
Dear God, that wow, I've never heard that story. That's
Hmm. I could be I could be wrong on how old she was and stuff like that because
well, yeah.
yeah, she didn't. I'm only guessing what she would probably be.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So she told me about when she went to her grandmother's funeral. Her and my dad flew back to her grandmother's funeral, and she was really really close to her grandmother.
I heard this story. She tried to take her with her.
Yeah,
That story creeped me out. She
yeah,
told me about that, and I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, she wanted me to come with her."
yeah.
She came to me
Hmm.
when I was sleeping. We were in a hotel. It was Papa and I, and she's like, she came to me and she's like, "Just come with me."
Yeah, that's what she said. She said the same thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, she
Like,
said that they
yeah,
had
she's
this, but the
trying
weird part
to.
about it was that
Mhm.
her and my dad both had the same dream.
Yeah, I remember that part
Yeah,
too.
and he was like fighting to keep her here,
Yeah,
and
and
she
she's
was wanting to
wanting
take
to
her.
go. Yeah, and
And my
she's like, "I
dad's
don't know
like,
what to do."
yeah, my dad's like, you're not
No,
taking her, and
that's insane.
yeah, they were
That's
having a battle in the sleep
it was a
with
dream
in
battle.
the dream, yeah,
We're in the dream world now.
with grandma, yeah,
Oh my God. It was like Inception.
yeah,
That movie's nuts. That's crazy. I remember her telling me that story
yeah.
about that. That's
And they both had little things like that. My dad, when he was little, he was really close to his aunt, and his aunt would be towards the end of her life. She was staying with my at my grandma's house, and she would get up, and every morning she'd get up and walk past where he was sleeping, and then stop at his room and wave to him. Yeah, hi, good morning.
yeah.
And then she'd go off and they whatever. And after she died, he was really upset that she died. And the after her funeral, the day after her funeral, he woke up and because she always would walk past, and there she was. She walked
Oh,
right past,
fuck no.
and she
No.
waved to him the
Mm-mm.
same exact way, went like that, and then she was gone. That was it.
That's
But
insane.
he said it made him feel better that she was okay.
Yeah.
So
I remember him
it didn't
telling
really scare
me,
him. Didn't scare him. He was more. It was more like he was glad to see her, and that she was. It
yeah,
made him feel like that she was
that
okay.
she was okay.
Yeah. Going back to my parents' house, there was a guy that my dad let move into our house for a little while. He needed a place to stay for a little while, so he was renting the room, the same room that my brother and I had.
Wait, he moved into the room that you guys shared,
Yeah,
the one that the guy was murdered in?
yeah.
What?
He rent.
Where did you guys go? I bet you guys were like, I'm glad we out of this room.
Well, I was still in that room too, so
Wait, you all three of you lived in that room?
no, Uncle John was not.
Just the two of you?
Mm-mm. Uncle Eric and Uncle John were in the room next door.
That's weird. Okay.
That was, anyways. Um, but anyways, he had an experience that was kind of weird. He said that he, in the middle of the night, he woke up and this thing was it was sitting on his chest, pounding on his chest, and then it was. He said it was just a weird looking creature. He
Like a little devil?
yeah, like a little devil. Was it,
Oh.
and then it started choking him, and he said that he just kept.
It was like physically choking
Yeah,
him?
it was physically choking him, and he
Did
said he
you
couldn't
hear any of
breathe.
it?
He said he couldn't breathe or anything, and then it just disappeared. So, but it really freaked him out. He was,
Did you ever hear
I
anything like that
didn't,
happen
no,
or witness this happening?
mm-mm.
Do you think it was like sleep paralysis or
Um,
night terrors?
well, I was probably about 16 at this time.
Oh, okay, so you're older.
Yeah, so I was, I'd be at my friend's house and stuff, and
Okay.
come home late, and then go to bed late, so he'd be already sleeping, So
He's already experienced the
yeah,
choking in the bed.
yeah.
Did you guys still have bunk beds?
No.
Okay.
No, he was on one side of the room. I was on one side. He had
Okay.
bed over there, my bed over here. But it was that's what happened to him, and it freaked him out. He was just like, he goes, "There's something in this house. There's
Oh
something in this
my
house,"
God.
and he was always having like weird things happen to him. He said, so maybe this,
Did he
whatever this
elaborate?
was, didn't like him because
Oh
I never
no.
had anything climb on me and
Choke
choke me
you
or
or
do
hit you
anything,
over the
hit
head?
me over the head. I just had somebody pounding underneath me
Oh my
the
God.
most,
Did he ever elaborate on like other things that happened to him besides the creepy devil choking him and hitting him on the head as he's
No,
sleeping?
just that pretty
Oh,
much. And I mean, it wasn't too long after that, actually, that he got in a car accident with, he had a
oh God.
67, yeah, he had a 67 Camaro,
Oh
freaking
dear
rally
God.
sport,
No.
really nice car,
Oh, not the car.
all clean, freaking just bad car, badass
Oh
car.
my God.
And really nice. Everybody wanted that car. Stick shift, it was just great. And
Beautiful.
he had a sister in the back seat, and his niece was in actually his niece was in the back seat, his sister was in this
In the
other
front seat.
passenger, and he was bringing them. Sometimes he picked them up and take them to the store or whatever and bring them back home. They lived they lived in somewhere, but they lived up towards the mountains.
Yeah.
And he ended up he went to make a left hand turn, and no, he was coming out onto Hubbard Street. He came out, and a
He eventually.
van ran into him,
Oh my God.
and
No.
it killed his niece
Oh my
and
God.
destroyed the
No.
car. His sister was okay, and he was okay. The weird part about it was that the one that hit him and didn't it hit him in the van
Mhm.
was a friend of mine.
What?
Yeah, that I went to school with.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Do you think he was like having premonitions of possibly what was gonna happen. Like it was a night terror, something was trying to warn him that something bad was gonna happen. That's why he was being choked and like tortured in
I
his
have no
sleep.
idea. Whatever it was that was trying to choke him did not like him.
Did he move out? How long did he stay there?
He was there for he ended up buying the house across the street in the corner. There's
He
across the
stayed in the
street from
neighborhood?
yeah. He's in the corner house
I
over
would
there.
get the fuck out of there. Bye. That's
But
crazy.
yeah, he bought one of the neighbors' houses.
Did
The
he
crazy neighbors. The
did he
crazy
ever
neighbors.
see the guy in the white t-shirt, the 50s dude that you would always
No,
see?
he never seen him. Mm-mm.
Oh.
That I know of. He never said
Maybe
anything
he
about that.
disguised himself as the devil because he's like, get the fuck out
I
of
don't think he
my
liked
house.
him.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Do you think that's who
there's
it
probably
was that was
reasons.
terrorizing him at night?
Yeah, there was probably reasons why they didn't like him.
Oh, was he not a good dude?
He wasn't a very good person.
Oh,
So
okay.
maybe that's why.
That's yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's probably why. Maybe they were trying to protect you. Whatever was
That's
in the house was trying to protect you. Like you, I'm gonna
yeah.
scare you half to death so you get the fuck out of this house and away from these children.
Yeah. It's possible.
That
It's
sounds
possible it could be
awesome.
that.
Oh my god.
That was kind of my thought.
Damn, that's crazy. If you had the opportunity to go back into that house and have one more 24-hour go around, would you do it?
Uh I don't know. Maybe. Maybe just to see for
If they're still there?
curiosity, you know?
I want to know how the wife got away with killing her husband.
That's what I want to know too.
That's what baffles me because we
The
looked.
only thing I
We
can
couldn't
think of,
find
it must have
anything.
been self-defense.
Yeah.
He probably did something to her that made her do that, or maybe she felt
Threatened enough
threatened,
to
or yeah,
where,
she felt threatened she was gonna get killed or
yeah,
something.
it was like me or you. I'm gonna kill
Yeah,
you.
it's either you or me. Thinking about it, that guy had like a panic look on his face when I seen
Really?
him,
Oh,
and the way he was going back and forth is like he was looking for someone,
maybe he was looking for his wife.
maybe, and maybe
Premonitions.
it's a
Oh my god.
maybe it's like an impression, the residual impression.
Yeah.
And it could have been that, and he could have been going into my because where Eric was sleeping, that door was shut, you know.
Yeah.
So I made sure I shut it. I shut that door just to make sure if there was
I know
somebody.
that door's shut. I did
Well,
it myself.
it's like when I was looking to see if there's somebody in here. I looked all through
Yeah.
his room. I looked all, everywhere, and I didn't see nothing. I shut his door just in case.
Oh my god.
And it didn't go. I don't think that door didn't open or anything. I didn't know whether it would have. We could have went through the door, but I don't think that. I think he went into Uncle John and I's room. I think that's where he went. Probably where he got
Where
killed.
he got killed, yeah. It was
Yeah,
probably maybe like residual energy. Like,
yeah.
this is what I
Well,
want. This
maybe
is what...
that's what happened. Maybe he was
Yeah,
going back and forth looking for
for
her,
her.
and then he went in there and probably looking in the
And
closet,
she's
and
like,
that's when
surprise,
she.
motherfucker.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
maybe.
get your ass.
Well, he could have
I want to
been
know the
looking
story
in
of
the
that.
closet.
I wish we could find out more about that story.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, it lines up. I mean,
Yeah,
if you look at the
the
deeds of the
timeline, the
house,
details.
yeah.
Yeah, we did. Oh man, we did a deep, deep, deep dive and couldn't find anything. Like
If he was looking for her to do
to
something
do
to her,
something, and she was
and
hiding.
she was hiding,
Maybe she was hiding under the bed, and she popped out. And she's like, "Surprise, motherfucker!"
it's
Ching, 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 ching.
something. It could have
That's
been that. It could have
crazy.
been that she was hiding. Maybe they had dresser in there, and she was hiding behind it or something. I have
Maybe
no
he was
idea.
drunk and angry and just ready to just flick some
He had a
square.
panic look on his face. It was. He looked mad. It was like a
Oh,
panic mad, you know.
damn, that's
And he
crazy.
just looked at me, maybe like he thought I was her.
Oh, I've been like,
Yeah.
I
But he
think
was just
I'm
stopped and
not.
he just stared. He was just staring at me like that. Big eyes and everything.
Did he
Just,
ever like physically touch you?
mm-mm,
Oh, well, that's good. That's
no.
creepy.
Except for pounding underneath that.
Yeah, that. Mm-mm.
If that was him.
Who else would that would have been? I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense. Maybe he's like territorial on his
Mm-hmm.
land because
Yeah.
that's a pretty good chunk,
Mm-hmm.
especially down in that area
Yeah.
at that time. But he's probably like, "Who is this? What are you doing on my property? Get off my property!" type of thing.
I mean, thinking about I think that when the neighbor was telling me about he would come every year at the same time, and that was
It was every
he did.
year?
Yeah, it was that same time every year, and remembering. You got to
What
remember that was like
the
50 years ago when I talked to him. You know, it was
yeah.
55 years ago, and he said, I'm pretty sure that he said that that was the day that he died, the same day
The
that he
same
was
day.
stabbed.
That makes sense.
So if you think about it, I could see that he would. It was that night when I was watching my brother, and he could have
Yeah. Oh
came
yeah.
in, and then maybe he came in through the back side of the house because you never knew how he went through the house.
Yeah.
He could because the way the house is set up that he can go in the back door and you can go through the back through the kitchen, and there was a slider door there to that room in the back,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go from that door to the hallway, which is right at the corners is always our rooms. It was three rooms there's two rooms in the back in the kitchen, and then the front would be the living room, the dining room, living room, and one more room. In the middle of the hallway is the bathroom. That's the way it was set up. So
Oh
he could
wow.
have came in through the back door and then went across the backside and then came down the hallway and looking for her. Maybe that was his track. Maybe he was doing something in the backyard and he was
Did you
mad and he
only
came
see
in
her or see him
and went
then?
through the house and then went looking for her and then went into that room and she got him.
She's like, Express, I'm
Yeah.
here. Did you
It had
only
to be
see?
self-defense for her not to, because I
Yeah.
think that she would still be in jail if it
Well,
was,
she would have gone to jail if it was like straight murder. Like,
yeah,
I'm just gonna. But that's still like she would have had there had to have been a track record, like of some kind of domestic dispute, because you can't just kill your husband and be like, oh, it's self-defense. But back then, I don't know, things were kind of different back then,
yeah, things
because
are much
women
different.
didn't do stuff like that.
Exactly.
Um, and so maybe it was like, oh yeah, she just claimed this is what happened. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I guess we'll never know, which really sucks because I really wanted
Obviously,
to
it
hear
wasn't
that.
recorded.
Yeah, no, it definitely wasn't because I went through the ends of everything to try and find that story of what happened, and it I can't find anything. There's
Yeah.
nothing, zero. And the only thing that was found was her and her husband signing for ownership for the house, and then her signing it away with her maiden name by
Yeah.
itself, with him not on the deed.
Yeah.
Like on the yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
But
Or a different married name. If she's married again, you never know.
yeah, well, I'm pretty sure it was her maiden name. Is
Yeah.
what it went back to her maiden name. Is from what I
Yeah, matter of fact, it
yeah,
was
it
because
was
it was
yeah.
she signed her,
She signed her.
yeah,
Yeah, it
maiden
was her
name on
maiden.
the
Mm-hmm.
first one.
That was
Yeah.
crazy. Like what?
Yeah.
I really want to. That makes me very curious. I want to know what
She
happened.
signed a maiden name and married name.
Yeah, it was like a hyphenated thing.
Yeah. I don't think that she would have been released in the house a year and a half later.
Yeah. That story is wild to me. How often did you see his ghost, his spirit?
I only seen him that one time.
So
That
that
I
was the time that
that
you
I
thought he
seen him
was
with my
murdered.
eyes. Yeah. All the other stuff was just
You
stuff
heard
that,
and felt, and
yeah, that was happening,
you're like, oh no,
which
it's
I'm
so
relating
good.
to him, because
Well, the
I
cane
seen
one.
him.
Well, the one that you talk about with the cane,
Yeah, that I think could have been
it's
my
possible.
great
Yeah,
grandfather. Yeah, because
coming and check in, like
yeah,
maybe he was kind of like trying to be interference for the guy that's haunting the house. Like maybe like
could it
you're
be?
okay, we're good, I'll
Yeah,
protect you, type
or
of thing.
there's a little demon running around and like the one that climbed on top of the
I don't like it. I don't like it.
guy that was renting the room,
Oh God. Oh my God. That's so
and
creepy.
he's trying to weir him off. I don't know,
Maybe. Oh my God. That's
It
insane.
was I used to have really when I was younger, moving into the house when I was like 4. I just remember having weird dreams.
Very vivid.
They were they were vivid, but it was
Like a lucid dream where you remember, like
yeah,
it was like you were there, like witnessing it type of dream.
yeah, it was just they were just I can't even explain how the dream was. It
I
was
get
so
you.
weird.
I
It's
understand.
not like that.
I have those dreams
It's like I
often.
was at someplace not here,
Yeah.
like in somewhere
Like you're here,
weird.
but you're
Like
not
I was on
here.
another planet
Yeah. Maybe you
in a
were on
gassy
another planet.
place.
A
Like
gassy place?
well, yeah, like everything is just like smoke.
Oh,
It
okay,
was like
gotcha.
weird, you know.
I thought you meant like gassy. Like, what's that smell? Did you hear that? It was the elephant under my chair.
And I had a recurring dream that I would have. I think I had it for like 3 months, almost every night, and it was about um fires, and it was like that we were trying to get to the ocean because everything was on fire all the way there. And we got to the ocean, and the ocean was black,
What?
and the fire's right there,
Like the Black
and right,
Sea?
yeah, and just him standing in the water right there because the fire's right there,
Oh
right
my,
off the beach. Yeah,
that's crazy.
yeah, and that's just escaping, going over mountains and trying to get out, and it was just really, really weird. And it was the same dream for about 3 months, and then after that, it was
Was that in the house?
not too long after that
Oh,
was
you
when
figured.
that big fire happened in San Fernando. But there was that we had that huge fire that went from all the way from Altadena, from
Oh my
Altadena
God.
through all through the San Gabriel's all the way across the Somar.
Oh,
All those mountains burned bad. All the canyons, the whole mountain
holy
range burned.
crap. So
Yeah,
you're probably having premonitions of that. That's
could have been,
wild.
could have been.
I remember there was a time when I lived in San Francisco and I had the same reoccurring dream for like 2, 3 weeks in a row. And it was the dream that I can still remember it. Like I was a fly on the wall. Like it really happened, but it was a dream.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting, it was you and then my old stepsister. And we're sitting on the couch. I don't know why we're on this couch. I don't know where we are. It kind of looked like it was my living room or felt like it was my living room, but it wasn't my living room. And we were sitting there just in complete silence. And then all of a sudden, she like, she's sitting in front of me, like directly in front of me, and you're off to the left. And all of a sudden, she lifts her finger up all creepy and points behind me and goes, "There he be." And all of a sudden, I had a crucifix in my hand that flipped upside down. And I'm trying to say Jesus Christ. And I was like, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. And then all of a sudden, I couldn't say it. And then I would get this ominous feeling and then I wake up. And that happened every time for like 2 to 3 weeks, like straight every night was the same dream. In when I lived in San Francisco. And then I had this crazy, crazy thing. I was by myself with my oldest when he was a baby. And um I'm cooking, I'm just like making a salad or something, chopping up like vegetables, and all of a sudden I got this really weird feeling like the air went really heavy and stale, and every hair on my body just like stood up, like "Bing!" And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden had put him in like a little high chair behind me, so he's in the room with me, so he's not by himself. And he starts screaming. I will never forget this blood curdling scream that came out of my 2-month-old at the time. And I'm like, I look back and he's staring at what I can feel behind me. And all of a sudden I feel and hear this down my neck, like right here on the right side of my neck. And I dropped the knife and I picked him up and I packed a bag and I called our cousin who lived nearby and I said, "I'm coming to your house right now." And she's like, "Why?" I'm like, "I'm not talking about it right now. I just need to get out of my house. I need to get out of this apartment that I'm in. Some weird shit just happened. I don't feel safe." She's like, "Oh yeah, come on over." So I drive the like, what was it, like hour and a half, 2 hours to her house just to be dropped into something almost just as bad. Like the house that she was living in at that time before she moved into her parents' house that, after they had passed away, was almost just as bad of where I just left. And I'm sitting there and I get up to the driveway and I'm like, "Oh my God, I should just stayed home."
I didn't like that house either.
No, that house
That
gave me,
one,
that
no.
was bad juju all the way around.
Yeah.
So she greets me outside, we go inside, and I'm tired at this point. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I just want to go to bed. I'm like freaked out. All my sentences are on like overdrive. And she sets me up in her daughter's room. And I'm like, okay. So it was like a full-size bed. I put my son next to me, who's only 2 months old at this time. And I didn't want to turn the light off. I dimmed the light because I just was, the feeling that I got was very uncomfortable. And there was a rocking chair and stuff in the room because it was a nursery because her daughter was like 6 months older than my son at the time. And so I can feel something in the room with me. And so I turn my back to it, and all of a sudden I'm trying to fall asleep, and then I hear this and I'm like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to fucking be kidding me. So I slowly turn around, and the rocking chair, I shit you not, that rocking chair is going like, and I'm like, oh my God, what the hell did I just walk into? And
I think it followed you.
no, what I felt was an older woman. It was like an old lady that was with the house, or it was actually attached to that chair, is what I felt like. That was, which I heard a story later on when I told her about it. She's like, yeah, my husband's grandma like made that chair, like that was like her, and she verified what I was feeling.
Yeah.
And so I picked that baby up and I walked right out of that room, and we went into the living room where I already felt like there was a lot going on. There was a lot of different energies that weren't, some were fine, some were not fine at that house. There was some multiple things going on.
I experienced that too there.
Yeah, and so I forced myself to go to sleep. I didn't get very much sleep that night. And the next morning, she's like, what are you doing in the living room? And I'm like, you want to know what I'm doing in this living room right now? So we go into her bedroom and her bathroom, and she was like rummaging through her drawers and in her like vanity area, and I start talking to her. I'm like, do you ever feel like something's like watching you in this house? And she just stopped what she was doing, and she like, she does that creepy like, oh yeah, you want to hear some shit?
Yeah.
And she tells me her experiences, and I'm like, okay, so I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
And then as she's talking, so her bathroom at that time, there was like, it was like two different sections. Like there was the vanity area, and then around the wall was like the bath, like the actual bathroom.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there, she's like talking about it, and all of a sudden those feelings that I got when I first rolled up to the house, before I even stepped in, was like magnified. And I'm like, I need to get out of this room.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I could feel, I don't see anything, but I feel where it's at.
Yeah.
And I kept like looking at that area, and she's like, there's something next to me, behind me, like adjacent to me, isn't there? And I'm like, why, do you feel it? And she's like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, yeah,
there was
we need to get out of this house. Like, it's not, this house
is
is
going
fucked
on.
up.
There was stuff going on in that house for sure.
Oh yeah, there was a lot going on in that house. That was like some bed, like, I don't want to be there. Like, yeah, it was. So yeah, that was my creepy story. One of the very many that I've had.
Yeah, a creepy story about an old lady.
The one that was creeping on you in the bathroom when you were trying to take a pape.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
But that's one for another story. We'll do that one.
Oh, that's going to be a good one. I'm excited for that one. Okay, well, we're going to stop here. I'm going to thank you. Thank you so much for coming on my Chasing the Dark podcast.
You are welcome.
Or I should say Whispers After Dark, because it's like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. It's time for bed.
Yeah, it was fun. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing your creepy childhood story with us.
No, there's much more.
Oh, I know. I'm excited to listen to all of them. So we're going to set something up in the near future so we can.
Sounds good.
We can hear your creepy old lady. Yeah. Peeping Tom old lady story.
Yeah, I got some good stories, I'll tell you that.
Well, we are all ears.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, we will, until next time.
Okay.
We'll see you later.
See you later. Good night.
All right. Good night.
Thank you for hanging out with us, and a huge thank you to our guests for sharing their story. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you're following Chasing the Dark so you don't miss what's coming next. there's always something waiting. And whether tonight's story made you think, laugh, or maybe just glance over your shoulder just a little, just remember, some things are better left unexplained.